let's see what arrived at the front door today. Look at that. This is going to solve all of our problems. You're probably wondering, how is this engine hoist going to fix this rust? Well, let me show you. Hello, Luna the shop dog. Once again, back in her favorite spot. What's up, everyone? Jim back with the Crazyyy brothers here tonight. I'm doing a little bit of a special episode here on the channel. It'll be continuing into tomorrow, but I just want to show you guys what I got going on tonight. Let's take a look at the famous whiteboard. The to-do list. Let's see, we started this week, obviously, on Wednesday, and we wrote down initially, let's fix the white truck and let's strip the blue truck. Well, number 2 has been done since yesterday. The blue truck it's not there anymore. The white truck is in progress, and we actually worked on that rack body today, which you guys already saw that video by the time this one comes out. But I just added this new item to our list for the special Thursday night edition. Let's go take a look at what we got. So this truck will be, this white truck will be done hopefully tomorrow and fixed, which we got started a little bit today. But right before the workday ended, I pulled this beast into the garage, the famous Bronco, 1996 6.0 Power Stroke Bronco, the dually, of course. Which I don't know if I showed you guys the fender flares on here now. Officially, though, they're there, they're on, and it's a dually. So it looks like a little bit weird. Looks like a little like tea kettle or short and stout. I don't know. It looks however the lyrics go. It looks funky. But if you guys remember, I put a body lift on this in one of our previous videos, and we lifted it up about 3 inches so that we could get the hood to shut the right way, which it does. It sits and it clears all that crap underneath the hood, which, there it is. Beautiful. Just got to put the latch and put the front back together, but that's there. So I'm happy with that. Obviously, it's mismatching colors. We'll finish that another day. It's too cold anyway right now to get that done, too black. So I'm gonna wait for a decent day at some point, hopefully if we ever get another one. But let's take a look at this mess. Wow. The lighting is not even that good, and it's looks terrible. Let me show you guys this new light I got, because we'll be able to see this better. This is the my old headlamp I've been using, and it works, but it's okay. It's not that great, but I just saw the advertisement for this new headlamp, and this is like a 230-degree headlamp, which is very nice, with a spotlight on the side. So I do like that, and let's see, I think it's better. You can see what's going on. So let me wear this. We can see what we're doing. Look at that. Is it bright enough? It's a little bit crooked. There we go. Yeah, this thing's nice and bright. Look at that. That's way better. So look at this. Rear floor is like not even hooked up to anything. And I didn't put the rear blocks in because there's nothing for them to bite to. There's no point until I fix this. So I mentioned this in the last video. I think this is a very classic Bronco problem across the board. Obviously it occurs in more rusty areas like this where there's salt, but all the moisture and everything and the salt sits up in this rear cross sill, and that rots it out. You can see where the floor stops here, and then this is just like almost like a bed support for a pickup truck, but it's on obviously this this truck. So, and it comes down here, and it bolts. I guess it welds to the fender, which is, you can see back in there, it's not really doing any of its job. It looks terrible and disappointing. So I'm going to fix that today. Fortunately, they're still making parts for this thing. people are making parts, fabricating parts for it. This particular part is really expensive. For just from here to here for this piece of metal is $360, I think, which is outrageous. That's crazy for a piece of metal, especially for how thin it is. I mean, come on. So I don't see myself spending that on this particular vehicle because this one's still a work in progress. I can't see myself spending $360 on one piece of metal that I can make. So what are we gonna do today? Well, tonight, I should say, because this is a special edition since I'm coming back at night. Let's see what arrived at the front door today. Look at that. This is gonna solve all of our problems. There we go. Pulling the engine hoist through the front door. There we go. So this is going to be the solution to everything. And I'm very happy that we got this for a good deal because it's going to work perfectly for this, fixing this rust issue. You're probably wondering, how is this engine hoist going to fix this rust? Well, let me show you one of my interesting ideas, but I think it's going to work. What are we going to pick this thing up with this engine hoist? Is that going to fix it? No. We're going to recycle this and use it with something else. This is all obviously made out of square tubing. Here's the legs for it, which is this is the best part I think that I'm going to use. But we're making a scrap run, but for right now, we were going to throw that in the scrap because it's a piece of crap. The piston is not hooked up. It doesn't even work. Well, that's supposed to be loose, but it's just, I don't even think it's worth saving because we have a really nice one over there. So that one's in way better shape than this one. This piston I think is shot. So this hoist is garbage. And we're going to scrap it because it weighs a good amount, but Steve was going to put it in the truck and I said, wait, hang on. I want that because it's, like I said, it's all square tubing, can easily cut it up and use it for something good like this because the raw material is sitting right in front of me to make this rear seal. If you think about it, it's basically just a square tube. And all I got to do is basically just fab some stuff up in here to cut it to length, put some holes in it, reinforce the holes with some pipes that the bolt can go through there. And I think this will solve all my problems because then I can reconnect the floor and rebuild this whole part back by just, I'm going to cut this into however many different pieces I need it to be. And it's going to, well, it lived its final day being an engine hoist. It's going to move on to become part of Crazyyy. The license plate, you can see this thing's clanky and I'm gonna make it clanky. I figured, you know, it's good. This tube right here is perfect. And it costed me about 20 bucks. So for the whole thing, 20 bucks for the whole thing versus 360 bucks for that stupid sill, which is just, I can't see myself spending. Maybe if it was gonna be a perfect Bronco with no scratches and nothing, maybe, but it's not worth it for where it is right now. It's too much money to be dropping when there's so many other things to focus on. Check out this leaf blower. Look at this. I think this thing will give the Echo 9010 a run for its money. Look at that. Comfortable back padding, these luxury straps. And look at that air hose. That looks good. I think that this thing's a mechanical throttle. Look at that. Oh, this thing's gonna kick ass. Gotta get that running one day. It's been sitting in the shed for a year. But maybe we'll do a comparison between that and the Echo 9010 and just see how far has a leaf blower come. This is an old, I believe this is an old Billy Goat with a Kawasaki motor. But there's no labels on it. There was like 1 or 2 numbers I was able to cross-reference, but I haven't seen any of these things before. But anyways, that's for another day. This is my my new welding cart. Well, there it is. Well, I think I've reached a stopping point for tonight. I'm getting tired. Let's see real quick what we got. I'm not the best welder in the world, but I was able to patch the those areas, and you know what, it's gonna work fine. It's gonna be completely fine. I'm gonna probably grind those down and make them nice. I welded them 3 times, so I did like 1 bead and then 2 others next to it just to help it. So it should be fine, no problem. And then now our body mount, like the actual bushing itself, the rubber part, can sit right where I cut those holes. I kind of crappily cut those holes with the plasma cutter. I didn't get the best circle, but you know what, it'll work. The bolt will go through the washer and all that, and the nut will be able to clamp down. So I'm happy with that, and clean it up a little bit, and that'll function exactly how it's supposed to be. But like I said, I'm done for the night. I'm shot. Now it's almost 8 o'clock, and it's officially time for me to go home. I'll continue this though. I don't know if it's going to be in this video, but I just wanted to get a start off. But basically what I'm doing with this engine hoist is these like tubes are going to serve as the cross member, and I'm going to just poke a hole through them where the bolt holes are going to have to go through. I'm going to plate it to the floor, and then be able to bolt it obviously to the frame. It'll be welded with the floor, it'll be welded with the side, and it'll be done. But perfect raw material right here to get the job done, and I got the tools to do it, so it'll be good. It's better than having to well, having all the rust, but it's better than having to spend all that money when I don't have to. And I can go about this and know that this is all wrapped up, and the body's not going to be shaken like it was. Every time you hit a bump, this thing would shake because there's nothing holding it. So we'll be good to go from here. All right, fast forward. It's Sunday now. Let's see. I think today we'll be able to cross off this, fix the white truck. The Bronco, I crossed that off. The strip, the blue truck has been done, and we can cross that off. This truck's all back together. I ended up tearing it apart and doing the EGR core and the oil core, and glow plug harness wires, because they needed to be done. They came out in pieces. Working on these trucks is very dirty, as you can tell. From your hands get black from all the soot and the dirt and the oil and the dust underneath here. So it gets all over this. So we're gonna have to wash this truck, make it look nice, and just clean it up a little bit from here. That's gonna wrap it up on this truck for right now. I think my plan is gonna be to throw a set of fender flares on it. This bed's really not that bad. It's just got a little bit of rust starting on the things. It's not that appealing, so I'd rather just throw some flares on it and make it look a little bit better. But it is gonna be a work truck. It's just gonna need a good wash. It's all dusty and it's dirty, so hasn't been washed in a while. But yeah, that's that. get this stupid dinging to stop. I hate this noise. Oh, and I gotta fix the window seal. It's missing. I gotta fix that too. But it's funny because when we bought that truck, they said, "What are you guys buying this for? This thing's a piece of junk. It needs to go to the junkyard. It's got no life left." Well, sorry to prove you guys wrong, whoever sold us this truck, but it does. It's got some life left. Luna, what do you think? I gotta open up this garage door, and she always likes getting out. So this pintle hitch is the perfect solution for that while I'm opening the bay door so that she doesn't get outside. Because if she does, she'll take off like a husky does. She's a runner. But anyways, I just pulled in this Suzuki Eiger ATV. I'm just working on a bunch of random things, I guess, at the moment. I've been waiting to get to this for a little bit. This needed a new flywheel, as is a famous problem with these Suzuki Eigers. The flywheel magnets like to fall off. And that's exactly what this one had, having no spark. But I just got it back up and into shape. I think I got to go through the carb because this one's been sitting. But with that said, when I got this in here, it did not run. And I was thinking I had this little bit of a problem. We added this little trailer to our fleet, I guess you want to call it, this little Lowe's trailer. And it works perfect for picking up like an ATV or transporting something small like a mower. If it runs. If it doesn't run, the trailer is worthless because you can't do anything with it to get the machine up the ramp, which is exactly what I had the problem with this. I was having a hard time getting it up the ramp by myself because the tires are flat and it weighs a little bit. So I think I'm gonna do a winch on the front of this, that the next time that I have to go pick something up and I'm struggling to get it up the ramp, I don't have to muscle it up and hurt my back and do all that, because you guys know I'm getting old. Now I'm only 23, I should be able to do this stuff. But why kill yourself if you don't have to? So I have this cheap little Amazon winch, probably the cheapest one I found on there that I bought a while back, with a remote, some mounts, and this. I'm going to basically replicate our big equipment trailer with the winch on the front. I'm going to mount it somewhere up here and possibly reinforce that a little bit better, because this whole trailer is a flimsy piece of crap, actually. I'm not happy with that. You guys can see the flex. I'm just stepping on it with my foot. So that's going to have to be strengthened up at some point. But regardless, let's get this winch hooked up. You guys ready to see this beautiful design? Let's take a look. Drum roll. Look at that. That's what I came up with. So let's get started with the basics. Obviously, this is like one of the cheapest winches on Amazon. I bought it. It was sitting around for a while. I never got to use it. But I mounted it. I didn't even drill holes. I cut holes with the plasma cutter, which I'm in love with that thing, because I was sick and tired of buying grinder blades and drill bits. I mean, drill bits are expensive. Grinder blades aren't really that expensive, but they're just annoying for cutting stuff. And for something like this, I don't need the hole to be perfect. I just need a spot so that the bolt can mount to. It doesn't have to be, and nobody's judging this or looking at it. It just has to be functional. So it'll work. So that's what I did, just cut a little hole with the plasma cutter so I could get the bolt through. And That's pretty much it. Tighten up the hardware as far as the winch goes. Run my wiring down to this controller that they supply with the zip ties, which are, these are supplied by me, the zip ties, just to keep it neat and the controller hidden a little bit so it's not going to get caught up on anything. And then the wiring runs down. Of course, we need a battery source. So I happen to have this big battery, and this is a recycled part this is off of a 6.0 Power Stroke, a battery tray from like a Super Duty that I just bolted here, and I bolted it underneath, and there's another bolt over there, and it's good. It's one with the trailer, so that's good. And then there's of course a battery hold down so that this battery's not going to fly out on me, and that's the setup. It's going to work just fine. At some point, what I may do, so I don't have to keep charging this battery, is I'm going to get a solar charger for it with two wires, and then I can just mount the solar thing anywhere. And this trailer is going to probably spend most of its life outside, not inside, so it should be able to charge itself back up when I'm not using it. But let's give it a go. Let's see, this is the in button. That looks good to me. And then it has a free spooling option. So you pull that, and then you can take your cable, and let's just say I was going to mount it to the ATV. I'm not actually going to do it just because that still needs work and it's got to stay here. But let's see if we'll just snug up on that a little bit. Perfect, and then I'm not going to pull it too hard, but look at that. There we go. Now it's taut, and we'll just release the pressure, and I'll winch this thing back in. That'll wrap that up. As far as this trailer goes, though, where this is, I mean, for what I'm going to be pulling onto this trailer, like just an ATV, this will do just fine. I may reinforce it at some point in the future with this, the rest of this engine hoist. Just recycle it, and then the rest of the trailer, like the flooring, is I'm gonna put more beams going across and strengthen the whole thing up using this engine hoist. So whenever I can, you notice I like trying to reuse things that I have, because number one, it doesn't cost me more money to do that. Now with the plasma cutter, I can cut metal and weld it together and kind of make my own thing. So it saves me money, and it actually saves me time, because I don't have to go buy this or that, or wait for something to come in the mail, or do something like that. And when I get to do it like this, I get to make it exactly how I want. So like this battery is going to be perfect with the tray. I have no problem reusing that. I don't care if it looks, you know, it looks pretty good, but you can see I snipped off this part, and I don't care. It function over form. So it works, and it'll get the job done. So that's what it is. I'm happy with it. So now the goal for this trailer is going to be mainly just ATVs, mowers, I don't know what else, anything that's small that has either flat tires, or with the winch now we can pull it up, no problem. Even if it doesn't run, if it does run, we can get it on. But the trailer is going to be so that we don't have to lug a whole enclosed setup, or even our big equipment trailer. If we're getting something that just fits in here, this is perfect. And no more having to take the ramps into the bed. Like getting into a bed like this is a pain in the butt, because it's so high off the ground, and no more ramps. And hey, if we get two quads, we could put one in the bed of the truck and then also put one on the trailer. So I think this will work perfectly for us. And actually it's going to be, Chris is probably going to be the one who's using this the most. He's going to be picking up the small things for us. So I think this will be a good setup for him with the winch. He won't have to kill himself to get stuff loaded up. But yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for tonight for me and for this past few days. I just wanted to show you guys some cool things I had on my mind and what I've been doing lately. So tomorrow starts Monday, so we'll be back into the swing of the business things and not as much of this side stuff, side little projects that don't matter as much. We'll be more into the grunt of the good stuff. So see you guys then, and hope everybody has a good Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next one.